There we go. Good morning, everybody. Hey, it only took me 10 seconds to get it figured out that time, right? Good morning. Sorry for the delay. Hope everyone's good. Guys, I just woke up. I think this is the first time I've slept until 8 a.m. since I don't even know, like high school. Guys, I've been running. I've been working out hard. Yesterday I did my first 45-minute run. So my body, I guess, needed some extra sleep. So yeah, guys, I woke up super late. Literally, I got out of bed. It was 8 o'clock. I was like, oh crap. So I came in and rescheduled the live and all that. Got some coffee going, stretched, washed my face, brushed my teeth. Welcome to retirement, right? Let me know though if you guys can hear me and see me and all that stuff. I think I unmuted. You know what? Let me just check the settings here real quick. Where am I at? Settings, audio. Okay, that looks good. Camera looks fine. Yeah, it looks like it's fine. Yeah. So sorry about the delay. Sorry to push it back. Literally, like I said, I'd rolled out of bed right at 8 and it was like, oh crap, I had a bunch of stuff to do. So with that, I've got a couple of announcements that I'd like to make. Now that I know that you guys can hear me and see me. Yeah. All right, good. You guys can see me and hear me. All right, a couple of quick announcements. Yeah, so basically, I don't think it's been a month since I think I've done a live. And kind of what it was for me, guys, in this past month is really would just kind of reset phase. You know, I moved to the Philippines to kind of focus on my health and fitness, and that's kind of what I did then. I got back in the gym, I got back running, just kind of reset and refocus. I didn't move here to do a YouTube channel, and the YouTube channel for me, it is a hobby, right? This is a hobby for me. It's what did one of my buddies say? The difference between a hobby and profession is one you make money at. I'm not making money at YouTube, so it's clearly a hobby. So it really is a hobby for me. It's not a priority. It's not how I want to sustain myself here. I have investments and stuff that I'm living off of. So, I mean, I'm not going to lie that extra cash would be kind of great, put me in a little bit different bracket, but this really is a hobby for me. So it was resetting back to why I moved here and kind of those refocusing on those things. It was a comment, I think, on Joe's channel, one of the subscribers made there, where he was like, yeah, Chris got kind of over enthralled with YouTube. And it really was true for me. I was like, you know what? He's absolutely right. I did. So I've really just kind of taken a step back. I've reset my priorities to health and fitness. And it's not that I'm giving up YouTube, not at all. Actually, I've got so many things planned I want to talk about today. But that's kind of the reset phase for me and kind of what's been going on. As far as the schedule of the videos and the lives, I'm not quite sure yet, right? I'm really not. I don't know if I'm going to do videos every week or every 2 weeks or every 3 days. I'm really kind of looking at that. But what I had to do first was kind of go back to why I moved here, which was kind of health and fitness and running and that whole deal. So just kind of a heads up on what things have been going on the past month since I did my last live. So just kind of going through my notes here. Yeah, so that's kind of it there. And then the other thing I got a note about, I got a couple notes here, but really just wanted to shout out to the community and shout out to you guys, the people that are watching this channel. I mean, I cannot believe the people that I'm meeting, just the great guys, well, the women too. But, this is one of the things that I wasn't expecting when I moved here. I was, moved here to kind of focus on that stuff, like I said, build relationships and stuff like that. But the male friends that I have now, it's just, I haven't had this kind of male friendship since probably elementary school. It's just so cool, so amazing. I meet guys like almost every day, but definitely on Mondays on the meetup, that are just great men, and I just love that. So just really shout out to everyone I met recently, just great people, just so cool. This is all kind of happening through the community. Well, it's through the channel, but also I set up this community group. And if you're not part of it, it's really kind of slow and moving slow now. It's a new group, but I invite you to take a look at the community group. It is where we're kind of coordinating all these events, these meetups and all that stuff. So I will put a link. I should have had a link ready now, but I don't. I apologize. I will put a link in the video description for people to check it out. It is a private group. I'm accepting everybody as long as there's substance to your profile. The profiles that I'm not accepting are people that are just nothing there. I'm also not accepting like what I would like businesses and stuff like that. So I really want it to be kind of an extension of this YouTube page, but we're a space where we can coordinate events, people can get together, as well as, everyone else can help each other out. And that's kind of the cool thing too, that I'm seeing on these meetups, is you've got 10 guys there and 3 of them have been here for a year or so, whatever, and everyone's just kind of helping each other, and it's not always just kind of me. So it's really, really kind of cool. Shout out to, like I said, the guys that are showing up too there. So another quick announcement that I have, I got a buddy of mine, Michael. He's a local guy. He's from Denmark. Great guy, incredible daughter. He's got some units in Slovenia, and he told me that it was okay to post his information. So what I'm going to do, if you need a condo in Slovenia, or I think he's got properties throughout, so you can reach out to him. I just posted his stuff in the chat. So that's that. And then one last announcement is just kind of the future and kind of what I've got coming up. Yeah, just looking now that I'm in the comments here, I just want to skim really quick just to make sure that, yeah. So the next stuff coming up, I've got my first trip to Manila and whatever coming up the 27th, I think it is. If you guys, I don't know if you watch Steve from, I think it's the Philippines Information Channel. He does these meetups at Texas Roadhouse, and I was like, hey man, if you give me enough notice, I'll fly out and check it out. So I did. I actually got more than a 2-week notice. So I booked my trip over there. I'm gonna go over there. It's like whatever, 4 nights. I'm gonna hang out in his area. I'm gonna go to the Texas Roadhouse and meet that community over there, and then I'm gonna spend 2 nights probably in Makati. So I'll be coming up to doing some stuff in Manila around the, like I said, the 27th, I think through the 3rd, and then guys, oh my gosh. I've got, so I don't, if you guys watch Chad Foster, I've been talking about Chad's channel for, I don't even know, a year now. Really just kind of a fan of him and his work. Good, great guy, right? He and I, man, we're starting a trip through all of Leyte. And then we're going to go down into Mindanao. Probably we're going to end at General Santos. So get ready. Both of us are like grinning ear to ear. We're so excited. We just can't wait to get on the road and do this trip. So heads up for that, man. It is just going to be absolutely epic and spectacular. And we're both going to be vlogging it the whole way and kind of what we're doing. And it's going to be incredible. So I apologize for the now 7-minute introduction, but it's been forever since I've been alive. There's really kind of a lot been going on. So I just kind of wanted to share all that. I believe, let me check one of my notes. Yeah, that's all my notes. That's all I had to talk about. The other thing that I real quick, as I was skimming through there on the notes, another guy very deep in my community tab on the YouTube page is a guy named Ram. He's also a real estate broker for the area. So he would also be another great resource for Cebu. And I know a lot of guys have used him. I know Mike has also put him on his channel. He's just a great guy, man. He would be another really good resource for all of Cebu. But I would say probably both Michael and Ram, I wouldn't reach out to them for the month-to-month stuff. Just use Airbnb for that. Reach out to them if you're looking for longer properties, like whatever, 6 months to a year stuff. So, all right, that's all the announcements. I apologize on that, but we'll get rolling on the comments here. So yeah, sorry about that, guys. I had just gotten out of bed. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry about that. Which is wild. I had not slept past probably 7 o'clock in, I don't even know, 20 years for the most part. And it's not like I did anything. Not like I went out and stayed up late or something like that. I ran for 45 minutes yesterday, which I haven't ran that far. I don't even know how long. So yeah, I had a really good run yesterday. So I guess just my 53-year-old body needed a little more sleep. It's so cool, man. Just the chatting about the guys. There's like 3 of us sitting down there, down at the coffee shop, just chatting. It was, just talking about 50-year-old men issues. I would love to get that crap on camera, but a little bit sensitive topics. But I will. I'll find out. That's kind of one of the challenges, honestly, I really have that I still want to work on and do a better job at. It's really, kind of talking about everything, right? I talked a lot about the breakup with Joe a little bit, and I felt like I didn't handle that so well, but I really want to handle sensitive conversations on this channel because, man, it's just so key, right? It's so important for us to be able to talk about stuff. And I find that the men that I'm meeting and becoming friends with, we all have this connection, and it's really cool. And, we're talking about dating and what it's like to date as a 53-year-old, 50-plus-year-old man, 60-year-old man, right? And then, you know, a lot of these encounters are with 20 and 30-year-old women. So we're just kind of like, you know, there's this whole chat around that. And I want to capture it all on this channel. I mean, this really is a autobiography in a lot of ways, and a lot of men relate to it. So a lot of people relate to it, not just men. But so yeah, anyways, I really want to kind of figure out ways to capture all of it in a respectful manner. And we're going to be doing that. Chad and I are going to be, I really have to learn that quick, because he and I are going to be getting in a lot of, not of trouble, but anyways, you get what I'm saying. Yeah. Filipino time. Yes. We know what Filipino time is. Hey, Lone Star. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Nice to see you here too. Sorry for the delay earlier. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah. Jeff, good for you, man. Nice to see you here. Dean. Yes. Mayong buntag. Magandang umaga. Mayon aga. What's the other one? Heck, I can't remember. Seems to be working good. Okay, yeah, sorry, I had a ton of announcements there. 5x5, good morning from Farmington, New Mexico. Four Corners. Yeah, man. Yeah, beautiful. Yep. Four Corners, beautiful part of the U.S., right? I spent, you know, north of there in Denver, but I'd traveled a lot to Santa Fe. So I'd run right through that area. Trinidad, Colorado, right on the border there. Yeah, beautiful. Oops, I skipped you, Giovanni, but I'll come back. What's up, Carrie? Hey, man, how you doing? Nice to see your photos and stuff on Facebook. Hope things have been going good for you. If I could see your photo there and think I got you. But yeah, Giovanni, a YouTube channel, and is a record of your travels life, best way to do it this way. Yeah, man. Yeah, I just, you know, one of the things that I just want to be careful of is I just want to be respectful. I want to make sure that that happens. You know, and here's why, right? And I think some other YouTubers don't necessarily think about this. It's because YouTube, when you're thinking about monetization and making money on YouTube, which isn't the goal of this channel, it's views are a piece of that whole pie that's available with making money on YouTube. But it is a very, very, very small piece of the pie. So when you're talking about making money on YouTube, views isn't the piece. What is the big piece is sponsorship, right? That's the piece where people make money. And you look at it, you see it everywhere. Look at basketball, right? Michael Jordan, yeah, he had a salary, but Nike, right? All of that. It's the same kind of thing here. So if you can have a respectful channel, sponsors are going to come to you, right? Like Royal Enfield, like motorcycles and stuff like that. That's kind of what I'm looking at, right? That's where I'm like, you know, I want to keep that too. And I'm just kind of a respectful human being in that way, right? So a couple of things along that, but that's kind of why I'm focusing on that direction. More the latter of that, actually, just who I am as a person. Yes. What's up, John? Thank God you did a reset. Yes. I agree, brother. I needed to. I did. Like I said, it was on Joe's channel. I was looking at that comment. You know, he kind of got over enthralled with it, and I did, man. And it's easy to do with YouTube and with my personality, right? It's why I don't drink alcohol. And why I try to focus on good things like health and exercise, that kind of deal, right? Because I know once I kind of get into something, I really go into it. I don't do things kind of halfway as my personality. So yeah, it was good reset for me. And it wasn't, you know, I don't think I took a ton of time, but you know, from the lives I did, but yeah, no, it was good too. Yes, good morning from Buntangas. Yeah, I'll be in your neighborhood. I'll be in Manila next week. Yeah, or the 27th. How's the dust gathering on the ukulele? Yeah, it's got a good old thick layer on it. Yeah, I could see it from here. Yes, Reynolds. Xavier, yes. My own Boontag. How's stuff going for you? I know you're traveling around Cebu now. I thought you said you were in Oslo. So this guy, if you don't watch him, he's got a YouTube channel also. He's traveling around all over the Philippines. Yeah, he's I believe in Oslo now. So yeah, check him out. What's the most popular Filipino single in English? Who is? I don't know. I've probably seen him at Sinalog though. There's a lot of people out there in Sinalog. Yeah, I'm not sure. One of my neighbors is like, she's not a singer, but she's an actress. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah. The kind of one of the really nice things, Tom, about the Philippines culture is there's a ton of American influence here. So while they do have, there's obviously Filipino music. When you're everywhere, what you excuse me, what you hear is Western music all the time. 80s, 90s, you know, it's really weird, wild in that way. Make sure you check Lake Cebu near General Santos. Great. You know, Xavier, I'm really excited about Gensan. I am so excited. My trainer at the gym, he's from there. He's already given me a bunch of places to check out. Yeah, General Santos, Mindanao for me, man. I'm just so stoked. Leyte also. You know, I cruised around a little bit of Leyte with Joe, but I didn't have any of my gear, none of my gear. So we're going to shoot all the way through Leyte, do some stuff in Luluwan. We're actually going to see if we can hook up with Scott. The three of us will be out there doing stuff. Man, I mean, if the three of us are able to connect, that'll be absolutely epic. But the two of us, I mean, Scott, Chad and I are going to be traveling spot to spot to spot. I mean, we're already set up. And Scott, regular guy, Scotty boy, he's heading over there too. He's here in Cebu. He's working on some stuff with his driver's license and registration, or he would already be over in Leyte. So it might line up where the three of us are kind of doing some of this together. Jeff, there it could be. Scott's a little bit harder to pin down though, right? But I would suspect that the three of us will be kind of running around together in some of that. So what's coming up here, Jeff, is the summer season. So the summer season is March, April, May, and it's when the Filipinos kind of go to the beach. It's a little more of a relaxed environment. There's less rain, but it's also it's hotter. It's sunnier. So I don't know if it's really any hotter, but it's sunnier. So yeah, we're gonna be traveling around during that time. I'm really excited. Kevin, I'd watched thousands of videos on Philippines and all the blue water, but I've never seen a shark except, yeah, Thrisher sharks. You have to go find. So are there no sharks? Seems like, yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I honestly, the water area, I haven't explored too much. I haven't done any diving. I've done a little bit of snorkeling, but I know what you mean with the Thresher sharks up in just north of me here, right? There's an island where those guys are at. I can't remember the name of that island, but it's just north of me. You know what? Let's look it up on the map, guys. We got to get the map out, right? Let's check it out. Let's get on the map. What's that island to the north of me? That was one of the things I really liked doing. Malapascua? That's it, isn't it? Crap, I don't know where it is though. I think it's north of Cebu. That's got to be this. Oh, you know what? It's this little guy right here. Wait, where are you? Anyways, it's one of these islands just north of, because that's Bintan Island right there. I thought I had it marked, but maybe not. Excuse me. Anyways, but Malapascua is where those are at. I don't know about the rest of the sharks. I know there's whale sharks up here, but those are a little different, right? They feed on little shrimp guys, whatever the heck those are. But yeah, as far as sharks, I mean, I would assume. I know great whites, right? They like a little bit of the colder water. So yeah, I'm not sure on that. Yeah, Kevin. Yes, my own Buntag. It's nice here in Toledo City. Yes, Jack. Oh, hey, Jack. Yeah, man, I've been doing so. I went to Toledo twice now. Did some trips out there. Great little province town. 1 second. Great little province town. College there. You know, they have a little baywalk that runs through there. It's also a port city, so you can catch ferries over to San Carlos. So the Negros, northern part of Negros. So really kind of key town for me is kind of what I'm kind of doing here. So I spent a couple nights there, found some pension houses that I like to stay at, and then met up with Jack, who lives over there. So yeah, really appreciate you, Jack. Thanks for giving George a ride home. So really great. Yeah, good times over there. I really like, that part of Cebu and the island of Cebu. It's different. It's an industrial area too with the mining stuff down to the south, and then Balamban's got the ship making. I feel Balamban's really kind of growing too, in a lot of ways. So yeah, good areas there. I dig it. I like it. I like the vibe once you get out of the city. And these aren't far, whatever, hour and a half, maybe close to 2 hours out of Cebu. Sensitive topic, mental health, being alone in a new country. Woo! Old expats acting bad. Dating and snuggling enough. is snuggling enough, or does she want more? Boom, boom. What the heck is mail? Dude, what the heck is mail? Oh, where the heck is the mail? The mayo, like mayonnaise? I think that's right. You were a mayonnaise guy. I thought about you, dude. I was walking in the store and there's mayonnaise in there. But yeah. So number one, Jeff, really, really, really interesting, right? And it is one of the reasons why I wanted to create a community group. The first couple months here, I think, are super hard. And having some guys do, one second. Sorry, talking nonstop is kind of a challenge for a little bit. You got to keep the whistle wet. All right. So yeah, point one, that is a challenge, right? And you're right. I'll make some videos on that too, I feel. And that's one of the reasons why I set up the meetups, set up the community groups, set up ways where people can bond and get together. And that's happening. That is happening. And it's not always me, right? Like people reach out to me for that, but they're like the guys in the group are making friends and kind of running off and doing their own thing. So yeah, no, that's really cool. And the community group is that. And there are other areas. So even if you're not part of my community group, you can go up to like the social in the business park or the social here in the IT park. Although I think they're closing and moving down. But anyways, the Ayala Mall, the Cebu Business Park is a great place. This is a video that I'm going to be making. The Ayala Mall and the Cebu Business Park is a great place to meet men. It really is a great place to meet men and to meet those foreigners, make those connections. You can hang out at the Bo's Coffee there on the terrace, and there's all kinds of foreigner guys hanging out there. You can also go to the social on the top floor of the terrace. There's a lot of guys. And I think, Jeff, with that number one, that first bullet you're talking about, making some of those friends and connections is really key. Now, you don't have to go there every day and kind of hang out or whatever, but it gives you like this community group where, hey, like my buddy George, he just messaged me, you want to go get some breakfast, right? So, so having those foreigner friends and making those connections, I think is super key for, excuse me, for that first point. And then old expats acting bad. I think that's another similar thing. I don't surround yourself with people who are like-minded, and I think, and then kind of weed out the people maybe who are a little bit toxic. And then just kind of avoid that chaos. For me, that's why I moved here, right? I didn't want to be around chaotic people or that kind of environment. So that one's actually number two has been really easy for me. And then yeah, the dating actually has been another topic that I feel people have the wrong idea about. And I know I did. And I meet guys all the time here that do. And I'm going to be talking a lot more about that also. I feel like now is a good enough time to kind of move forward on the channel and kind of talk a little bit about that area. I wanted to wait a little bit, but just even talking just about dating in general. There's a lot there and a lot to unpack and a lot for us to figure out. We don't. I feel that's the one thing from YouTube that we don't really get a good picture on. We just don't. I don't really feel like there's anyone that on these channels that portrays an accurate representation of what it's like dating here. I don't. So more to come on that for sure. Yeah, really cool. Good stuff, Jeff. Yes. Hey, how are you? Yeah, I'm good. Now that I woke up and got out of bed, right? Yeah, it's my own buntag. Yeah, it's my own buntag to you too. Yeah, thank you. What's the new saying that I've learned? Balalahan nasi Batman. Have you ever been to Thailand? I have not, but I met I meet a lot of guys from Thailand. Because a lot of people kind of bounce back and not a lot, but some guys bounce back and forth between Thailand and Cebu. So one gentleman in particular is from Bangkok, and I just reconnected with him. I do want to go to Bangkok. I'll probably go to Bangkok. I would love to check out Chiang Mai also, but I don't want to do it during the burn season. My buddy that I was just talking about, he suggested going to Bangkok. I think it was around May. There's like May through October, I thought he said, where it's a little more of a windier season. So yeah, I do want to check out Thailand though, and a couple of areas there. So much to do here in Southeast Asia for us, I feel. For me, there is. It really was a part of the world I had never explored before. So there's a lot for me to check out with Thailand. Vietnam is Vietnam looks great. Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, Indonesia. so many great places. And then all the destinations here in the Philippines, right? I feel like, you know, you can spend multiple lifetimes just exploring this region, and you can really do it, you know, cost effectively, not expensive. You know, a lot of these places are really inexpensive to kind of travel to and be around in. You're, you know, coming from the West, your most expensive thing is probably going to be airfare. And then once you get here, I mean, guys, the hotels and the pension houses that I'm staying in, they're like 25 US a night, right? You could stay super cheap, travel around. Yeah, Bruno Mars' mom is a Filipino. Okay, yeah. Yeah, all right, cool. Yeah, nice. I did not realize that. I knew it was something like Hawaiian or Hawaii. By the way, I did 10 days in Bangkok. Oh, okay. You did 10 days in Bangkok as well last month. Incredible city, food, locals. You and Chad would be a damn the city. I know, right, dude? I am so excited. Both of us are just so excited. He's already asking me, dude, how are you gonna ride with another girl? He says, you know, we're gonna be riding with girls, you know, once we meet. So I was like, well, I could put one in the front and maybe in the back. I'm just joking. I got my gear, and you know, it's hard to ride with somebody on my bike. But anyways, man, it's gonna be so much fun. I am so excited for this trip. You hit the big 50 yet, Chris? Yeah, man. I actually turned 53 a couple months ago, back in November. So, so yeah, 53. All right, 1 second. Let me get a mint going here. Losing my voice. These things aren't the greatest, but I think for this purpose, I think they're going to work well. All right, got a mint, hot water. Yeah, 53. Yes. Hey, Daniel, how's it going, man? Yes. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Yes. Good morning, Air Force. Good to see you enjoying the Philippines, man. I love it. I do love it. Yeah, it's good times, man. I really do love it. I love it. Yes. Good morning from DK, late to the party. Hey, no worries, Morton. I talked a little bit about my trip coming up, and I'm so excited. I have a motorcycle mount coming from Insta360 that I'll probably mount to the back of the bike, the back of the Royal Enfield. So a lot of motor vlogging to come, man. Doing Southern Leyte, Mindanao. Really, really excited about the next couple months for me. What about land sharks? Are there any land sharks there? Yes, there are a lot of land sharks. Yes, and those are very dangerous. What whale sharks are in Bohol? Yep, whale sharks are kind of all over. They also have them in Oslo. Is the really kind of the well-known area, but they do have them all over. Yeah, yeah, big old critters, right? Looking forward to your visit shopping for a new bike. Okay, yeah, you're shopping for a new bike. Yeah, so I've been kind of looking at a couple bikes. Morton knows. He and I talk about that a lot, but a couple bikes are on my radar: a Himalayan 450, and then also Triumph's got what are those two bikes that have come out? I think the Scrambler. I mean, the Himalayan will obviously be a lot more off-road capable, I believe, but those aren't here yet, but should be soon. I've actually already talked to both Triumph and Motor Ace, who is the dealership that sells the Royal Enfields here. The Motor Ace has Royal Enfields, they have KTM, and then there's also Honda Big Bike, which has all the Honda stuff. There is a Transalp sitting there out there. There's a Rally 300 Rally that's out there. So they do actually have some bikes. They actually did just get in a CB500X, although there is a new Honda, the NX500, which looks pretty cool too. Yeah, Bruno Mars, Applebee's, many others are half Filipino. Yeah, international Broadway star. She does a lot of. Okay, yeah, yep. Good morning from Car. Yeah, they get down there. Yeah, nice, man. I like Car. I'm discovering I like these areas that are just outside the city. You don't have to go far either. You don't have to go far out. Like even the other night when Chad and I are down at the Carbon Market area, right? Just such a different experience than being kind of in these bubbles. But yeah, just getting out a little bit. Car north to Lilawan or Canal City. Yeah. Banana ketchup. I've not tried banana ketchup. Yeah. Keeping the whistle wet. Yes, Davos City. Yeah, hey, how's it going, man? How are you? Can't wait to. So you've got a couple of channels, although you're probably just running this one now, right? But check them out down at Davao City, dude, I'll be down there at some point. I don't know when, but I'll let you know. I'll let you know when I'm there. I'm suspecting it might be a month from now, right around there. It's hard to tell. We don't really have a time frame of it, but I'll be down in Davao City for a little bit for sure. I'm excited. I'm excited to see Mindanao. I'm excited to kind of roll through there. And like I said, Leyte too. The place through Liliwan that Joe and I were at, I'm going to have my drone and all that. So really going to be able to shoot that. So good times, man. Yeah. Hope all is good down there for you, brother. And I saw some videos for you. So I hope those processes are going well, right? Hey, from Queens, New York. I just saw the night market video. You weren't posting as regular. Yeah. I'm ready to call this. You're ready to call the State Department. No, I'm good, man. Like I said, I just needed a reset, and I will be posting more regularly. I really see the one video a week is kind of my thing around that. You know, I'm still figuring this out. You know, I've been vlogging actually a year. Tomorrow will be 1 year that I started my vlogging. So this is new for me in a lot of ways. Have I progressed a lot? I feel like, gosh, I was just looking at some of my old videos, how I got my camera and that, just huge, right? But there's still so much for me to learn. But yeah, I'm going to get more regular. I would say probably once a week is kind of what I'm looking for, but you know, maybe a little more frequently, especially as Chad and I are traveling around. There's just going to be so much to shoot and put out there, as every day is going to be like an adventure. But yeah, just kind of a reset phase, a repriority phase, and you know, really time for me was what I needed, and so yeah, that was what was going on there. Jack, the marketplace in Isle Mall has some of the best produce from the United States, but I get my groceries at S&R and Ladders. Yeah, yeah. I like the markets. I love going to the markets, as you guys probably know and seen from a lot of my videos. Whenever I'm in a city, I love shooting the marketplaces. I don't really ever get anything, and I probably should, but I like the vibe. I like the experience of the markets. They're so unique from a Westerner standpoint, right? I mean, you have kind of farmers markets in the United States, at least you did where I was at, but you don't really have these type of markets. And not only do I like the goods, but just the interactions, the people there that are there, and I enjoy the markets a lot, and I enjoy filming them. So there's one right down the street from here that I need to shoot too. So it's coming. Is Car a good place to live? It's on my radar. You know, I think Car is all right. I mean, there's just not much going on there. I think it's one of those towns, if you were like, you know what, I just want to be out of Cebu City. I don't really want to be in the Cebu City, more of a out of the city experience away from the foreigners experience. I think Car is not a bad option. I think there are better options. It's just, so that's at the edge of kind of what I would consider. Like, so if I'm riding the Dumaguete, I know I got nonstop traffic to Car. So, you know, to me, Cebu Car is just on the edge of the city, but you know, there might be some good things to do there. I don't feel like there's much going on. To me, if I'm going to live kind of that far out, I'd almost go to Balamban, or I would almost go to Toledo. Yeah, or north to Davao City. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. Yeah, but it's big, right? That's another thing that I kind of was an adjustment for me. You can go, these islands are kind of small and there's millions of people. So, you know, coming from Colorado, where there's this kind of vast open and wilderness, and, you know, you can get lost in Colorado and not see another soul for days, right? That doesn't happen here. You're out wandering around, you're always going to see people. So there's this a lot of people everywhere. So there's really no escape from that, other than maybe the water. Like if you get out on a boat or something like that, that could be where you can get out in some vastness and away from people. But on land, anyways, even when we were like going up to Osmeña Peak, there's people everywhere, right? Yes. Is finding a girlfriend or exploring? I would say Chad is both. I would say Chad's both in that area. He's definitely about finding a girlfriend, but also exploring the Philippines. I mean, he was really wanting to find a girlfriend and then travel around the Philippines with, but he was, trying to struggle a little bit finding that person. So when he and I were talking, I was like, dude, let's go. I think he's both is what I would, you could ask him, but I think he's both. I'm more wired about traveling the Philippines, honestly. I would say he's probably 50-50, and I'm more 60-40. Like exploring the Philippines is more my priority than the girlfriend, but you know, and not that there's anything right or wrong with either one. And that's just put my speculation and my guess. And who knows, maybe when I get out there and driving around, maybe my stuff goes 40-60 and whatever, right? Yeah, I don't know. But it's really interesting for me as I'm looking at my dating lifestyle and that through this thing with Joe, and then just in general, because it's very much been on my thought and thinking. And yeah, I have a really kind of hesitant view on relationships and dating. I'm really kind of guarded. So yeah, really good stuff as I dissect myself and look at that. But that's, you know, kind of who I am in a lot of ways. I'm in a lot of inquiry in life, almost always. Found a group like that, and you found a group like that, and yeah, all right, cool, yeah, nice, man. Yes, where are we at time wise? 8:54 9:06. Okay, good. Good morning. Yes, my own buntag magandang umaga. How do you say in Ilonggo? My own aga. There are accurate stages for anyone moving to another country at any age: fascination, frustration, adjustment. Yeah, an assessment for just leaving. Yeah, I agree, Chippy. You know what I was really shocked by, though, is how much I was able to get from YouTube. Other than the one area we talked about earlier with dating, I would say a lot of that I was able to really get an accurate the way it is from YouTube, just kind of watching channels. And I think some do a little bit better than others, especially if they're out kind of walking around in the city and you can see kind of what's going on. But because people ask me that a lot, like, what are some of the shocks that I had? I really didn't have any, other than kind of naked people on the street is a little bit of a shock sometimes, and other guys talk about that. Another challenge that other guys talk about are the dogs and cats that are on the street, and the kids. But you can see a lot of that before you come out here and get an idea of that's what expecting. But yeah, there's an adjustment phase, but it wasn't as bad. It really isn't that bad. And if you can get here and meet a couple guys and hang out and make some friends, boom, it's super easy. Yeah, I feel, yeah, it's an easy place for us to adjust to. Language barrier isn't there, English documents, and then it is a gateway to all of Southeast Asia for us from here. Are you open to phone consultation for a free? Yeah, Tony, for a fee. Yeah, we can talk. I haven't set anything up like that. I know a lot of guys do that. I was looking to do, so Buy Me a Coffee has those services built in where I can schedule out conference calls and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, right now, if you want to talk, we can talk. I haven't set anything up like that, but we can do that. I would say through the community group would be where we can interact and then set up a call. But we can do that now. I don't have any fees, but whatever. You know, you can buy me a cup of coffee when you get here if you want. But it is something I was looking at. I haven't set it up. It's really interesting for me as I talk about monetization and what's there for me about asking for money. I have this guilt around that. I need to let that go. I just want to help people out. I want to help people adjust. But the truth is, you know, as I was talking a lot, so I meet with a lot of other bloggers, and they're talking to me about what we do every Monday. We meet with foreigners. We help them out. We get them set up with GCash and phones and all that stuff. And almost every time I say this, everyone's asking, is like, do you charge for that? I was like, no, I don't charge for that. So anyways, there's some stuff going on for me too, some inquiries around that I'm looking at. But yeah, right now, we can do a call, no problem. Just hit me up on the community group and we can set up something. Yes, good morning. Good morning. Yes, Fisherman Friends is made in a Oh, okay. It's made a place called Fleetwood. What's next to the okay. Blackpool here, and yeah. These things are things, they work. They keep my whistle wet. Yes. Oh, I'm looking at the CF Moto 650 GT. I've heard a lot about CF Moto. There's that 450, right? Or 400, I can't remember. I like a little bit of those smaller displacement bikes, especially for here. You know, you hardly get above 40 miles an hour. So I'm really a big fan of those smaller displacement bikes, but I hear a lot of people talking about the CF Moto. I don't know a lot about them. Are they made in China? Is that China made and manufactured bike? So a lot of people are talking about that. I watch a guy out of Australia, Chronicles of Solid. He's a big dual sport guy. Also watch The Dork in the Road. He's another big dual sport guy. So yeah. I haven't. So before I moved here, I did some mostly adventure riding in Colorado. I had a Itinerary 700. But since moving out here, I'm more interested in the smaller displacement bikes, like the 450 Himalayan, and more the 400 to 500 cc stuff, the new NX 500 by Honda. But the CF Moto stuff definitely is piquing a lot of people's interest. A lot of people are talking about that bike. The Association of Southeast Asian National publishes a tourist guide for the Philippines. It lists tourist attractions, locations. Would make for great content. I can email the PDF link. Yes, please. I would love that. Thank you, sir. Yes, please. Do you have my email address? Or just post on the community page in Facebook. But I would love that. I really would love that. Thank you. We don't really have a big plan yet laid out for. I know Leyte a little bit as far as places. There's a couple of islands we want to go. We might go up to Biliran. We might go down. There's a lot of places that I want to check out. And then Mindanao, I haven't been yet, so there's a lot of there that I don't know. So I'm really excited about that. Jim's permanent vacation. Hey, Chris from Eastern North Carolina. I'm still watching and planning my trip to the Philippines. Yeah, man. Nice, Jim. Nice. Hope you make it out here soon. 1 second. I need to check on something here. All right. Did you swing by Royal Enfield? I was just there the other day. Royal Enfield and Triumph. Sorry, my trainer worked me on chest. My chest is so sore. Man, I did swing by both Royal Enfield and Triumph. They told me that they're expecting bikes in March, I think is what they said. And the Motor Ace here is going to be doing a big demo with the Himalayan. So those bikes are coming. And nobody buys those bikes here. So I should be able to get my hands on one. I just want to make sure that I'm making cash before I pull the trigger on that. What's Chad going to ride? He's got a scooter. So I think he's on his way back to Dumageddon today. And he's going to be figuring this stuff out with a scooter. I told him, dude, just buy one. He doesn't want to tie himself down, and I get that, right? But if this is home, which it sounds like it is for him, renting versus buying is a big deal long term. You can save some cash, but yeah, he's figuring that out. But he's going to be on a scooter. He's going to be on a scooter. And honestly, if I was more of a scooter guy, like I felt okay on it, a Honda ADV 160 is the bike, or the NMAX, but the Honda ADV has got a little more suspension on it. That is such a practical machine for the Philippines. You got 20-something liters under your seat, 2 full-size helmets, and then you get a top box with 40 other liters. You can pack everything plus 2 girlfriends. I'm joking. But no, seriously, it's just such a huge machine, so practical for the Philippines. My buddy Britt just bought one. Same bike, right? It's amazing. And he's just, kind of unclicks his DV top box and he just kind of walks up to the room, and here I am fumbling with strapping bags down and all that, right? So, no, granted, I like my 350 Himalayan, but, the Honda ADV 160, just such a practical machine. And but as far as what Chad's, he's still working through that. That night market has been walking distance of your building and the mall. That night market is not. It is the night market is called Cologne Market. But if you're here, because people have a hard time finding that area, especially the eatery. If you get in a cab and say, take me to Freedom Park, it'll take you there. And right there, the barracks is right there, and all those eateries and stuff. But then there's also the night market, which is another area that we shot. It's with all the lights and stuff and all the vendors. Really cool, mostly food and produce and stuff like that. But yeah, back in the States now. Yeah, Fantastic's first Philippines experience. All right, and you were a big part of it. Oh man, so cool, really cool, man. Haven't laughed that much with a bunch of. Isn't it cool, man? So this was something I was not expecting. The brotherhood, the guys. I mean, just come on, man. It is so fun. We're just sitting there, just chatting about crap. I love it. I so love it, man. I love that. No, thanks, brother. Really appreciate hanging out. It's just, I love it. So cool. So cool. Yeah. Banana ketchup, interesting, but it's perfect. If it's perfect if you want diabetes, right? Yeah, a lot of the food's got high sugar here. High sugar in the food. Yeah, the traditional black pool lunch still cigarettes. What's the cider? Yeah. Mm. All right. What's Chad Redden? Yeah, I think he's going to be. He's still figuring it out. So the bike he currently has, I think it's some scooter, and but he said the guy won't let him take it to Mindanao. He said there's some kind of tracking on it. I don't know what. That might be just kind of BS, but the guy doesn't want him to go to Mindanao on it. So he's got to figure that out. But yeah, he's riding a scooter. Need to lay down though on the girlfriends for a while. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I don't know, man. So Frank, I got here just over a year now. I had one girlfriend for 5 months. I mean, it's not like, and I see guys that are burning through 5 a week. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I don't know, man. And that's not my speed, right? And not that there's anything wrong with the guys that are doing that. It's just not my speed. But I do want a partner. I do want a girlfriend. I do. Yeah, I do. You know, I kind of woke up to being connected, with another human being by dating Joe. And after my divorce, I was single for like 5 years, whatever. And then during the pandemic, I just accepted this way of not being in a relationship and not being with women at all. And then I get here, and then I see kind of what's around and what's available, right? People dating left and right, and beautiful, beautiful Filipinos in relationships, and it was just really kind of exciting. And then I get in a relationship, and it was great. I love being connected with another human being. Now, it didn't work with that particular person, but I definitely want to get reconnected. Just really, I'm a fan of that. I also like my time and my being able to do stuff with me, but I also like having that connection with another human. So I'll get back on the horse. I'm ready. I spent the last 6 summers in Arkansas Valley, Colorado. Okay, cool. Yeah, man. Arkansas Valley, Colorado. Where the heck is that at, man? Hold on, let's look that up really quick. I don't know that area. One second. ANSAS Valley. Arkansas Valley Corrections. That looks like it's in the middle of nowhere. Okay, just outside of Pueblo. Okay, yeah, some beautiful places in Colorado, right? I do. If I hadn't spent the last 20 years in Colorado, I don't know where. When I just looked at where I wanted to go and United States, it's just like nothing stands out to me, right? Colorado is absolutely stunning, so beautiful, so beautiful. Yes, hey Benny. Yes, my own Bunta. Good to see you live. Good to be here, man. Glad you're here. Nothing much here in car, but I agree. Car seems, where am I at? 908, 9. Okay, 10 minutes behind. Yeah, not much in car. I would think. I mean, it's okay. It's not like it's bad. I just think there might be a little bit bitter. If you're looking to get out of Cebu, I think even just that other coast might be better. Where Jack's at, out in Toledo, out in Balaban, some of those other areas. Toledo in particular, I feel would be. It's on the west side of the island. You got sunsets. A nice little. I really like Toledo a lot, actually. I'm a big fan of Toledo. Do you ever give any of this money back to the people of the Philippines? I mean, you earn them, so to speak. So that's an interesting thing that I think a lot of us foreigners kind of go through. And I'm in that inquiry as far as how do we safely donate money? So look, right? I think it's actually illegal to give money to people. You can't just give kids money, and you don't want to. So you have to be really, really careful about that. So it is something I'm interested in looking at. If there's like a Habitat for Humanity, safe ways for us to contribute back to the community is very much on my radar and trying to figure that out. Now, Do I ever give any money back to the Philippines? I mean, so first of all, too, I don't make money here in the Philippines. This channel is in the red, so to speak, right? This is not a profitable channel at all. So it's not like that's going on. But your point as far as how to give back to the community is very much on my radar. But I want to figure out a way to do it safely. I'm also don't want to do any kind of fundraising through YouTube, right? I mean, I'm who knows? I know Tim took a lot of heat for, doing a lot of Hurricane Katrina stuff, and then 3 months later he's got a brand new yellow FJ, right? And I'm not saying any of that happened, but I'm very much aware of that perception that happened around that, and that's the last thing I want to do. So it is something that we have to be careful about, right? How do we give money responsibly and legally, or give our time and effort, whatever that is? So Frank, it's definitely a conversation that I'm in the inquiry now, and a lot of guys ask me. It's something very much for all of us that we want to help out, but we struggle a little bit with how, because we can get us in trouble, right? We can get us in trouble. A few of the last days, so many experts starting to hang around, but moving at the mountainside. Okay. Plus, yep. Expats hanging down in car. Okay, yeah, cool. Mm-hmm. If you look up Blackpool, it's famous for its beach. Okay. Blackpool Tower is, I think, called. All right, beach, probably. Okay, we can look that up. Nice, thanks, Dean. I'm looking at the Skygo Boss. Okay, the Boss 150. Okay, only 1,000. So cheap, right? Isn't it so cheap? Yeah. Have you seen one? Yeah. No, I know the bike now. I know the bike. I think we've talked about that before. It's a Chinese-made bike, and I see those bikes a lot, honestly. They're very, very, very popular. Yeah. Dude, I have a video that I'm working on that from Toledo. We had this guy pull out his bike. So cool. May actually make it a short, but anyways, yeah, I've seen some really, really, really cool bikes. Really cool bikes. You could do a whole channel just on that stuff, right? Just on the motorcycles and stuff that are out here. They're mostly little scooters, but yeah. Anyways, yeah. Free consultation. Well, I have a question about Gen AI adoption of my service portfolios. I know the risk of Gen AI failure. Yes. I don't know, man. I have to figure that part out. It's just like the donation part, right? Where we want to figure out the right way to do things and the safe way to do things and the ways that, that work for everybody. It's silly for me, not silly, but the truth is there's a lot of things that I could do a little bit differently that would change my circumstances here dramatically. So that's coming. There was so much with this, right? Learning to edit, learning to vlog, being comfortable out, getting the microphones figured out, all the hardware and the software piece of it. So that was really been the past year. And then it's now just kind of, all right, how do we grow it? How do we develop it? How do we make it into something that is profitable? And then two, how do we help give back to the community and all those things and make it all work? So yeah, it's a lot, but it's fun, man. I mean, I'm not a sitter, right? I'm 53, and I last thing I want to do is go sit on the porch and, or belly up at a bar or whatever, right? And not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just, it's not who I am. So yeah, I am enjoying it. Yeah. When it comes to GCash, do you link to an account at your home cash, such as in my case? So when it comes to GCash, so you could use Remitly or Wise to send money to GCash, and then that's how that gets funded. And the coaching or recommendation that a lot of people have around GCash is don't put a lot of money in there at a time, whatever, maybe 500 US at a time. And then because it takes seconds to fund it. And then you could use, I really am a big fan of GCash. I use it to pay my internet. I use it to pay my cell phone. I also use it to pay my taxis. Like it's hooked up to Grab. So anytime I'm on a Grab, so then I don't have to worry about money. I can't tell you how many times, I think twice now, I had to give a cab driver 1,000 pesos. It's no big deal. It's $20, right? But for a 100 peso ride, I had to give him 1,000 because, I don't have change, right? Dude, I just forget that. I'm going to take Grab from now on, and that's what's nice because I don't have to worry about money. It's all done electronically through GCash, and the same thing with motorbike taxis. I actually take a lot of motorbike taxis now. It's all hooked up to my GCash, so I don't even have to worry about money. Yeah, an app that I use there is called Move It. Really, really cool. I love that app, and you know, I can get around town really quick and inexpensively using that service. I think it's like 40 pesos for me to get to here to the malls or whatever. So less than $1, really super cheap. But big fan. Yeah, GCash, the Move It apps, Grab. Yeah. Sent that PDF link. Yeah, thanks, man. Great resource. Yeah, thank you so much. I really, yes. Thank you. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Russ, we'll see. Yes, man. Yeah, dude, I'm so psyched about that. I really appreciate the gentleman that reached out to me and said, "Hey, this is coming up." So I'm really looking. My flights booked, my hotels booked. I'll be staying there. Where am I staying at? I can't remember the name of the hotel, but it's right in that area. I think it's one of the Hop hotels or something like that. And then I'm booked in Makati for 2 nights at one of the places the gentleman recommended. So I'm really excited. Yeah, my first trip to Manila area. Really excited to meet Steve and that community up there. I was watching Steve before I moved to the Philippines. I don't watch a ton now. Every now and then I'll catch one of his videos, but yeah, it'd be really cool to kind of get up there and see that area. So I'm excited. I'm really am. Mr. Travolta, good to have you, Dag. It's good to be back. It really is. It is good to be back, and you know, yeah, it's good to be back. Hey, Chris, good to see you back. What do you mean that YouTube videos don't show accurate description of the Philippines relationships are like? For me, I feel like that was one area that I was kind of a shock for me, or like I didn't have a good understanding of what dating was like, what relationships were like, what that dynamic could be. I think a lot of the Filipino videos that I've seen or heard talk about, you know, scamming and crap like that. So I think that's well covered, and we have a lot of that. But, you know, just like the communication problems that we can have, even though it's two English speaking people, I think that's a play. Dude, another one that is huge that both Chad and I kind of touched on and talked about was this whole thing about dating to marriage. Completely different than what we think as Westerners. I'm like, yeah, we date somebody. Yeah, you know what? You know, maybe we get married, maybe we don't, but it's more likely we won't, but we're dating, right? Here, it's completely different. It's like you're dating to marry. So if you don't marry, it's like, well, what the heck? What happened, right? That was big. And I've seen a lot of guys talk about that, and you'll see it in like dating profiles. It is a different thing there. What else is there around dating? You know, just kind of the misconception that it's so easy to date here. I think it is. I think it's easy to find professional dates, right? That is very easy to find. And I think that's what a lot of guys resort to, is that kind of deal. But finding a good girl, you know, I remember meeting this guy, he met this province girl, and he's like, wow, we've been hanging out, you know, forever for a while now, and nothing's really happening. And that's kind of the dynamic. It is a slow roll with some of these province girls, right? They really want to get to know you. They want to meet the family. So there's just I feel like that's something that was a little bit that I didn't have really a good grasp on, is the whole dating dynamic here. And you know, even though we both speak English, sometimes it just doesn't convey. And even outside the dating arena, even with my male Filipino friends, communication can be a little bit of a factor in that relationship. So yeah, I'm going to be making videos on that particular area, as I have more experience and talk to more guys, because I do feel it's something that I didn't have a good grasp on, and I don't know how to, other than kind of what I just said, you know, would be kind of the gist of that video. Let's see. The Wall Street Journal did a nice article in 2024 on the Honda Trail 125. Says it's a mini motorcycle. I'm not sure what that is. Yeah, don't ride 9 horsepower. Yeah. So the Honda Trail 125, I think it's just a little bit underpowered. I don't see those here. They might not even sell them here. I haven't seen them in the Honda dealership, but I think it's a little bit underpowered, especially for us. You know, if we're whatever 160, you know, 200 whatever pounds, just a little bit underpowered for us. Do you go into any movie theaters yet there? Yeah, Can of Beans. There's a couple of theaters here. There's both IL malls have really nice theaters, and I used to go a lot to the movie theaters. So I haven't done any of that recently, but there are decent movie theaters here. Absolutely, absolutely. I think means active riding on the back of water buffalo or horse. Just saying, bro. Dude, I cannot wait for you to get here. You fit right in with the community, the guys that are here. I mean, I swear, we just sit there and we just bust up laughing. We have to keep our volume down a little bit because it's a little bit of a PG-13 conversation sometimes, but it is just so fun, so fun. I'm meeting the guy here afterwards. It's just good times. I was not expecting that, as I've said many times now. Yeah, I'll have to remember that. So there's another one. It's Angus. It's the name of a motorcycle riding app, or is it Uncas? I can't remember, but it means back ride because actually you ride. You ride on the back of the motorcycle. Similar lines there. Oh, too funny. Just what a great life, man. It really is. It really is so fun out here. When it comes to giving money, I think Philippine Annex touched upon it, but I think they said it was illegal to give money to beggars. It is. But you see a person, it's not illegal. But if you see a person sleeping rough, it's not illegal to give. Okay. Yeah, it's illegal to give money out. And, you just want to be careful around that. So recently I had a couple kids and I bought them food. So we were at McDonald's. They call it McDo's. So we went into McDo's and I bought them some food. That's happened a couple times. But giving kids money, giving people money, it can be, well, and you think about it, right? If you give people money, then boom, you're going to get swarmed. Next thing you know, you could be missing stuff. Not always. I haven't experienced nothing like that myself, but you want to be really careful, especially in some of the bigger cities. I feel it's probably more of an issue. But yeah, it was one of the things actually in Toledo that struck me a little bit were some of the street kids. And but yeah, and it is something I want to kind of figure out. What is it that we can do to help out? Is it like a Habitat Humanity? Some of those projects that allow us to really safely give whatever our time, our resources, our knowledge, whatever is that we have. Gift to a local church or their food banks. Okay. Yeah. That's perfect. Morton, did you get them? Well, I'll have to check the messengers. They're possible to get the price. I have not. So when I went out there, Morton was. I haven't been out there recently. I do need to go by there because I kind of want to run my bike through a pre-trip check, maybe change the oil and that kind of stuff. And I will ask them then as far as any updates on that bike. I was watching It's Swing Live today, and she's offering voice message chats for free for people with questions relating to Philippines. Yeah. No, that's great. Yeah, it's a good idea. What I'm trying to do is really turn around time, right? What's the best way? What's the most effective way to use the time? If I let it, which is what I did, YouTube can take up all of my time, and then I don't do things that were important to me, like exercise or that. So I just really had to figure out what are some of the what are ways I could utilize my time more effectively. And I do feel using like an app like that schedules all that stuff out for me, like Buy Me a Coffee, where it schedules the conference calls. That might be an avenue, even if whatever it's free or that kind of service would be really something I could use. You ever hear anything about have you ever heard anything about how the girls are in Thailand versus Philippines? I have, Ryan. There's a lot of talk about that, right? One second, let me grab this. Oh, there we go. I dropped my mints. There's a lot of things about Thailand versus the Philippines and that whole dynamic there. Not only dating, but like living and that whole deal. So right away, the big thing that people talk about is the language barrier. So that's big. When you're dating a Thai versus a Filipina, it's really hard to have that, deep connected relationship if you can't communicate, right? So that's one of the things that kind of stands out between the two. Yeah, and then there's this whole transactional type thing. Like, there might be more about money in the Thai relationship than the Filipino one. That's another thing that I've heard. I've not experienced that, but that's excuse me, things that I've heard. One second. Yeah, so that's one of the things that I've heard too, that it could be more of a transactional type relationship, dowries or whatever could be involved with a Thai. Yeah, and then Vietnamese. There's actually there's a Vietnamese vlogger. Well, he's not Vietnamese. I can't remember where he's from. He's a European guy, I think, Russian maybe. That's doing some stuff in Vietnam, and he talks about the dating dynamics out there too, where they're more business minded. So, which is another level, right, where you have someone who's not necessarily after money, but protecting it and earning money. So it was really interesting to hear his perspective on Vietnamese dating. So, yeah, I mean, I think they're all doable. They're all as far as dating, and I think you can find great Thai women too that maybe aren't so transactional, where you can have a meaningful relationship and not have a communication barrier. But the language piece is massive, I feel, and that would be the big thing. And one of the reasons why I chose the Philippines, honestly, yeah. But I know guys who are in Thailand and love it out there. They do absolutely love it, and they don't have those type of problems. Yeah, the Motorstar MSX 150R Enduro bike, Honda copy. Okay, yeah, it does what it needs. Yeah, but next one is Honda. Yeah, I agree. Really accessible here. You can get some bikes. Good dual sport, the 300 Rally, right? I don't know. I'm more of an adventure type of bike, and the low CC range to me is ideal for here. The new NX 500 from Honda, that looks like a great bike. But for me, my next bike will probably be the 450 Himalayan is probably my next bike. The above is for Chris REPs. Remember the little details. Another bonus about having a Filipina. Yeah, dude. It is. I do feel it's so incredible, the dating dynamics here. It really is. I looked at my life in the United States, and we talk about this all the time and with the guys. 50-year-old divorced, not even dating. And then here you're thrown into a dynamic where you've got a lot of 20 or 30-year-olds hitting on you and flirting with you and wanting to date you. It's can be a little bit of a shock for us, and some guys don't know how to handle some of that attention and kind of a little bit go over. Well, whatever, they do what they do, right? So, but it is kind of interesting. That's another piece of that, right? It's just kind of, you go from a conversation of scarcity to abundance, like overnight. And then what do you do with all that? And then trying to figure out, what's a good person and a bad person, and looking at those dynamics here. We kind of lose a lot of our senses in that area. I think some of the strategies and tactics that we did in the West, as far as picking someone who's got a good job and college educated and that kind of deal for a long-term relationship, still apply here, but yet we forget all that crap, right? So I think holding on to some of those dating requirements that we had in the West, bring them here would be good. Now, not like the requirements, not the mentality and the kind of the whatever we have in that area, but just kind of being a little more guarded and protected, I think would help us out as we get into this just absolute abundance of dating that is available for us. Don't over perfect timing. Don't overthink dating too much. Enjoy your travels, and when you've had enough, move to Dumaguete and hang out with one on Ground Zero. I like the first part of that. Don't overthink. For me, overthinking anything is what I need to do. But yeah, enjoy your travels. And honestly, that has been what the past kind of month has been for me. It's just kind of, what, let's just go. I went to Toledo. I had no idea how long I was going, when I was coming back, and it didn't matter. That's the other cool thing. It's just go, man. Chad and I are like, well, whatever, man. We'll go and we'll figure it out as we go. And I love that. I love that lifestyle. I love that way of being. But yeah, I don't know about Ground Zero. I mean, I like Dumaguete, and I was going to move there, right? But the housing to me was just kind of wasn't what I was expecting, and really had some hard times around that. But I do like it. I was going to go in March to hang out. I got a buddy that lives kind of the Valencia area, and he's offered me his place while he travels around. So I will be in that area for sure, but it got pushed back because of this Lete and Mindanao trip. So I do plan on hanging out around there. Kevin, odd question, but have you ever done any acting? Like evening high school play. When I get there, I think it'd be fun to make short movies. And I'm trying to learn all my new camera gear. Yeah, man. I have not done any acting, but I'm down. I'm down. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time. I am. So I'm making some really good Philippines connections here. I actually know people who are local directors and producers and kind of that scene here. So you know, I might be in some movies here coming up. We'll see. In the Philippines, dating just for dating, is it just friendship or is it rare? In the yes, Jack, it is like 90%. Yes, it is. But it's weird. It's at a level that I just wasn't. I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to language what the experience is actually like. Like I was really shocked, and I've seen a lot of guys talk about this, where it's like, "What do you mean we broke up? Why aren't we married?" And then it's such a 180 from the United States, where it's, you know, when you break up, there's no conversation of why we didn't get married, right? There's none of that even there. It's like, of course we didn't get married. Here it is, It's like, why? Wild. Really, really something I want to articulate and think about a little bit more and come up with the words that describe it a little bit better. Because right now I'm still lost, as far as how I would explain that. But definitely it's something that's there that is noticeably different from the West. Jimmy, I had a Filipino that I considered a friend contact me about her father going into the hospital for surgery and how expensive it is. I'm not sure if it's a scam. She never asked for anything. Yeah, so this is usually how the scam starts. And I'm not saying it's a scam either, but I'm saying this is, from what I've heard, this is how it starts. They start to paint a picture of a dire situation. And the next thing you know, you're asking for help. The advice that I hear, you guys do what you want to do, right? It's hard, because for us, sending someone $100, whatever, right? Hold on, I want to find the right words for this. There's a rule that you never want to send any money that you haven't met. I think that can make sense. I've broken that rule myself. I don't know, right? Like I have this thing, like, we can help. Why don't we? Is it really a scam if we just don't even care? But also, too, does it open up other scammers? Like, are we just adding to the problem by contributing to the scam, right? Does that make sense what I'm trying to say, Jimmy? So I'm not saying that that's what's happening here, but that is typically how that plays out. They paint a picture of despair, and they don't really ask you, and the next thing you know, you're giving away lots of money. So just whatever you're comfortable with is how I would say that. Know that the person that you're giving money to might be married and has a husband and all that stuff, and there might be none of that stuff that's going on. So does that make sense, Jimmy? Yeah, great question. Great topic. Honestly, I wouldn't send money to anybody unless you're here, and then you see the situation for yourself and helping out is what I personally would do. But to each their own, right? I blame some of the app issue. I blame some of the age gap issue to jet lag. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, yeah. It's wild, man. It's wild. I yeah. I guess I can go into details of this, right? I haven't been really dating at all. So one of my buddies is like, here, he found this girl on this dating app. He's like, here, go out with this girl. And he sends me the link to her and that whole deal. And we chat up or whatever. And I meet her yesterday. Dude, she was like 20 years old. And I'm like, it's crazy, the dating dynamic that is here. It's so opposite to what we're used to. And there is for me this almost, even as I'm talking about it, there's this level of embarrassment about dating somebody that young, right? There's this feeling of guilt even. And nothing happened. We just hung out and Jollibee and had lunch, right? But right there, like instant for me, there's this crap. I can't date someone this young. So, but that, gentlemen, is what we get what we get exposed to. That is the dating dynamic here. You've got so many younger women who are interested in our attention, and that's kind of also too what I want to interview some of these girls. It's like, why would you be interested? Why is a 20-year-old woman, why would you be interested in dating a 50, 60-year-old man, right? Why is that? And just kind of capturing some of that. Granted, and I could see for myself, right? There's this whole security thing and wanting someone to stable and take care of them, but it's really so different than what we're used to. And then culturally, it's not looked down upon here. Like you see all the time, older guys or younger girls, even in the Filipinos themselves, there can be some age gap stuff. So, but what there is a judgment on, it's not the age gap, but it's class. So they will judge you for dating a lower class woman, regardless of the age. But so that's where they'll get a little bit judgy on, but not the age, which is really, really, I also thought was pretty interesting. YouTube and dating topics, paralysis through analysis. It seems to be never-ending topic with no practical results, maybe due to lack of true life experience. Yeah, and I suffer from that too. I have a tendency to overanalyze almost everything. But yeah, but it is something I feel like as I'm meeting other men, especially guys that are fresh off the boat, it's something that's there. You should drop the deep thought. You should do deep thoughts on the side of the road. Segment while you're on the road trip. I will definitely do that, Jeff. I will definitely be doing the deep thoughts along the road. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Getting lost in the Philippines. Finding yourself in the Philippines. I like that. That'll definitely be it. I cannot tell you, guys and gals, how absolutely I'm excited I am for this trip. It is going to be, without a doubt, a life-changing trip. So, traveling through Leyte, Mindanao, it's going to be epic. And the content that I could see coming out of that with my cameras, I got a couple cameras now, drones. It's going to be a trip of a lifetime. It really is. All right, we're almost caught up on the comments. Let me know what you guys want to talk about here. I got a little bit more time. I'm actually think I'm going to be meeting with Derek. I need to reach out to him and figure out. One second. Wow, we're caught up on the comments. Let's see if Derek's around. Where is he? Maybe we're talking on WhatsApp. 1 second here, guys. See if I can find Derek. I don't know where I found him at. Anyways, if you're watching, Derek, I don't know if you are, but I know we talked about getting together. All right. So we know now that you slept so late today. Yeah, John, dude. I got up at 8. I was up. I was like, oh crap. Immediately came over here, postponed it to 8:30, and then made coffee and stretched, brushed my teeth, washed my face. I hadn't slept in 8 since I was high school. How far do you have to drive to find yourself? Ooh, I like that title, right? Yeah. And that's been pretty cool, man. I do like the self-discovery that's been going on for me here. Yeah, I do like that aspect of being out here, having the time, really having the time to think, right? Having the time to kind of go through life and to look at, oh, what do I want? Like, what do I want to create? What am I up to? I love that. And that is a lot of the reason why I came here, just to kind of create a healthy environment where that mental kind of thinking can occur. It's hard to do in the West when you're freaking 40 hours a week and doing all that other stuff and, traveling around. You don't have time for health or fitness, go to the gym and do that. So that was a lot of the purpose here. And, yeah, man, going out on these road trips and just kind of discovering and shooting. I mean, a year and a half ago, when I thought about moving out here, that was the dream. And I'm getting ready to do it, right? That was the dream. Go ride on a motorcycle, explore the Philippines. I got here, I bought the bike. Had to wait for the registration. Right when I got it registered, I met Joe. So, and the bike actually isn't really good for 2-up. It's not. It's kind of a hard bike for 2-up. And now here I am, getting ready. Chad and I are gonna go ride around the Philippines, man. I'm just so excited. Really, really, really cool, man. But I think it's always finding ourselves, right? You know, it's always that because our life is different from year to year, month to month, just different dynamics. So it's always kind of this, you know, it's kind of like exercise too, right? There's no ending. It's just always this constant journey of training and building and discovery. Yeah, really cool, man. I asked before in a live stream regarding cracking the throttle in the hills and twisties. You're saying you rarely get above 40, man. It'd be hard not to push the limits, but I'm not there. Yeah, so TextPat. So what's the saying, right? You're clearly a motorcyclist. So it's better to ride a slow bike fast than a fast bike slow. It's what's here, right? Last thing you want to do is get on a freaking, really anything above 500 cc is way too much. But you get on a little, like my bike, little 350, and you freaking ride that throttle and going up in the bike. The little smaller, lighter cc displacement bikes, you know, small bike fast bike slow. It's very much the analogy here, and very true. Freaking Ferrari on a go-kart track, what fun is that, right? But get you a little freaking go-kart, and it's fun. So it's bringing that mentality to the riding here in the Philippines, because you're not going to get speeds. You're not. But there are some beautiful twisty roads here that I really enjoy on my bike, you know. But yeah, if I had my 790 Duke, I couldn't get out of first gear, you know, on that bike. You know, but on my current bike, I really enjoy it. So yeah, smaller displacement bikes, lighter, more agile machines, getting you through the traffic, it is what I would recommend. You know, there's guys that ride Harleys here, but you know, whatever. You know, each their own in that regard too. Joe, hey man, we missed you big time. I was wondering what take you away from YouTube. Did the break impact your views and earnings? So yeah, I mean, yeah, it did a little bit, mainly because I just wasn't putting out many content. As far as earnings, guys, this channel wasn't making money to begin with. So so yeah, that wasn't really impacted, but it wasn't the breakup. I wasn't putting out content. If you look actually after the breakup, things were progressing. Honestly, I did the Sinalong stuff. I did a couple videos in that, and then I just took a little bit of time where I stepped back. I still was putting out videos, but it was like every 2 weeks. And I just took some time to kind of travel around and, you know, sit on the beach and relax. And then also too, get back in the gym, and then back into running, you know. So I just reset my focus to why I wanted to come here, which was health, fitness, and well-being, and that kind of deal. So, but yeah, you know, yeah, no, and I appreciate it, Joe. I really do. I love this community. I love this channel. I love what I'm building. The people that I'm meeting, man, I'm just meeting all the time. Great guys, man. And I'm not ending the channel by no means. Will I probably not put out content as regularly? I mean, I don't know, right? Like maybe, but I see the next 3 months, it's just a lot of stuff coming out because of what I'm up to. Yeah, so it just was a reset phase in a lot of ways for me. Reset phase with the channel. I mean, I had Joe off the channel now. I mean, she was there, but she really wasn't for a long time. I mean, probably November-ish, even before that. You know, if you look at my video that I did, like when I was moving to McGetty, she wasn't anywhere in that video. And I did that, I went October, right? So, I mean, having her away from the channel, I feel has been something that's been there for quite a while. But yeah, just a reset phase was definitely was going on. And then as far as lives, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with lives. I'm not going to do every week. I don't know if going forward I'll schedule them. It might be hard to do while I'm on the road, but we'll see. I have some ideas around lives. I would really like to take this new camera, this Pocket 3, man. This camera is phenomenal at night. That's what I shot the whole night market stuff. I mean, it's really, really good at that low light. And so I was really considering doing live streams from this, like at night, like IT Park. Let me show you around there. But you know, I just need some good cell reception. And so yeah, some stuff around that I'm looking at. with the lives and kind of changing that stuff up. But yeah, good times. Enjoy the travel. In the mid 90s, I went up north, traveled all the way from Mindanao for 3 months. Really amazing. I cannot wait to get into Mindanao. I really, Cebu City, guys, I think it's a great place for us to base out of and get here and move here and adjust. But I also feel like we got to get out, man. We got to get away from, I mean, we don't have to, but gosh, I feel like we're just missing out on so much of the Philippines by spending our whole freaking day at Ayala Mall, which is what I did for a lot of that time. Now I got out and I traveled a little bit. I got in a relationship, but which kind of tied me down to an area. But now that that's all kind of complete, and I've got this bike and this opportunity, I see it for a lot of us. Just getting out and exploring more of the country is awesome. And if you can afford it, base here in Cebu City, and then it's then hit some of these areas. It's really a perfect town for that. You've got great airport. You've got a good ferry system. You're centrally located in the. Oh, you know what? Here we go. Let's bring out the map again. Let's bring out the map, because I do feel like this is key. So when you look at the Philippines, here we are, right? That area right there. Sorry for all those. I wonder if I could turn that off. That's all right. But that area right here in the middle here, that's your Cebu City. So you're right centrally located in the Philippines. You got Manila up to the north of you, and you got Davao to the south of you. So when you're looking to travel around, you've got a ferry system that you can really easily hit to go to a lot of these places. You got your airport, you can hop in and fly. So it is ideally, and then weather-wise too, right? Like I don't know if a lot of people talk about this or not, but when you look at the storms that come in, usually they come in right around here in Leyte and Samar, and then boom, they ride right up this coast. Kind of like when you look at Florida, right? You've got the storms that come right into Florida, and then just right up the coast of the United States. It's the same deal here. So you've got a good weather pocket here in Cebu City. Now, Odette did rip through here a couple years ago, but prior to that, I think it'd been 20, 30, 40 years before a big storm ripped through here. So versus this area, which gets hammered almost yearly, right? Leyte, Samar, I mean, even Manila gets a lot more rain and moisture than I feel that Cebu does. So I think it's a great area for us to start. Let me pull that off of there. It's a great area for us to start here in the city, and then you can branch out from other areas. So yeah, Mindanao. So that's another part of the Philippines that I'm really excited about too, is the Mindanao region. And it is an area, well, let me get back to the map. It is an area that I really want to kind of, it might be where I end up. I don't know. I might always just be here in Cebu City, but Davao City to me is really big on my radar. You hardly ever have typhoons that come down here, simply because, they mostly come in through here and then go north. You're never going to have a storm that goes south. I don't know the science behind it, but they move away from the equator. They don't go towards it. Most of the 90% of the time. I'm not a meteorologist, but that's what I understand. So Davao City, the nice thing about this region is you don't have typhoons there, but you do have earthquakes there, right? As anyone watching the news has known. So this whole region here, I'm really excited about. My training partner, he's from General Santos, or Gensan. So I can't wait to explore that. But Mindanao, to me, I feel seems to be kind of the next frontier as far as what I want to possibly live in and go see. So yeah. All right. Let's pull that back. Yeah. Mindanao looks great. Can't wait. Age gap is fine if they're married together. Yep. If not, there is a moral issue. Really interesting. Really interesting and I think you're absolutely spot on with how a lot of Filipinos look at that. They don't care about the age. They do care a little bit about the status, but you're right. And the marriage would be a big deal. Yeah. Really, really great, view there. There's a sarcastic joke from the girls here. Get a foreigner MMM. You need my own. Is rich, old, and old soon to die. Yeah, right. I think there's a little bit of that goes on, but yeah, I mean, I feel like you can get a girl though that really loves you versus maybe like in Thailand. I feel like the Filipino culture is a very loving and connecting culture, and I feel like you can get like a girl, even at whatever she's 20, 30 years old, that you can really grow into that relationship. A really nurturing. It's a very nurturing society. I feel a very nurturing culture. Well, for the last two. Yeah. Uh, yeah. I love it here, man. I love it here. I love it. Have you noticed an abundance of gays and lesbians in the Philippines? Yeah, a little bit. You know, the whole ladyboy kind of conversation and topic. You know, with the being a heavy Catholic influence, there's a little bit of religious kind of shunning that goes on around that. But there's a little bit of a gay community that's out here. I feel like with the whole ladyboy thing, though, it's a lot more expressed here than in the West, right? Like I don't remember seeing many that kind of situations in the United States, and here there's quite a few of that type of dynamic. But I feel like it's not accepted with the religion, but it is accepted at the same time, like culturally, you know. So but I think the West has also gone through a little bit of a transition there, where they accept more of that type, especially since when we were kids, right? So I feel like there is a lot of that here, but I also feel like it's accepted and it's not such a cultural thing. It's part of the culture in some ways. But yeah, no, it's out here. Is it abundant or something I notice a lot? Not necessarily. Is it a problem that I feel like for me? No, I don't really care. You know, whatever. I actually know a couple lady boys, whatever. Whatever. You know, I've always been kind of open to whatever people are doing is their choice and what they want to do. It's never been something that frightens me or bothers me or any of that kind of stuff. So actually, in the States, I had several gay guy friends, so I've always been like, yeah, whatever people want to do, right? I've never been offended or anything like that. I know guys who are worried about lady boys getting tricked and all that. I'm like, dude, you know, they're going to be open with you and that kind of deal. Last thing they want to do is kind of trick you. At least that's kind of been what I feel is going on. Just, you could be upfront and open. That's kind of one of the negatives, I think, on online dating is you get a lot of that type of exposure, but usually trans or ladyboy people were pretty open right off the bat. At least I think. I think the weekly lives keeps better engagement with your financial backers and viewers. Yeah, Jeff, you're right. And honestly, Jeff, I love doing the lives. I really do. I love the lives. Other than losing my voice periodically, I really get a lot out of the lives, and I do feel like um, it is a different type of connection, and it's the type of connection too that we have like at the coffee shop. Just guys chatting. I do like the lives a lot. I'll think about it, man. I appreciate it, brother. I really do. I really do. Yeah. What are we talking about up there, Texas? Just a while ago. Yeah, cracking the throttle and switchies. Yeah. Small CC bikes. Way to go here, brother. 500 below. So if you're going to be in Luzon, though, to go on the interstates and the freeways, you do need something. I think it's like 500 cc to ride the freeways, but everywhere else you don't need. That's kind of the only factor with that. Yeah, I really enjoy your videos. Where did you meet your girlfriend? I would love a two-stroke rip through the rolling hills. Yeah. So JP, we had met actually in Sinalog like a year ago. She was dating another foreigner, but I'd reached out to her and asked her, whatever she was available, and she was. So we met in Sinalog. But I feel like if you're looking to meet Filipinos, I started a couple dating apps, and I feel there's a couple of them that I would really recommend. And one of them in particular is Facebook dating. It's a little bit of a bear to get set up because you have to make sure that your location is set here to Cebu. And I know I struggled with it. And I know another guy who's struggling with getting that set up. But Facebook dating, I think, is phenomenal. And another one that I think that people are using here, I tried Bumble, and I like the application. So if it's an application that actually goes on your phone and does like the geo like location, I feel like those are better than like any of these online craps. I think those website based ones, man, I think that's where you get yourself into scammers and problems. I think all of those, you're going to have people who are just whatever habitual, they're there for decades on these dating sites, and that's all they do is date foreigners. And yeah, do you really want that? I think Facebook dating is a great way for that kind of deal. I think I know guys who use Tinder and Bumble, I think Tinder, though, you might meet a lot more professionals. So whatever, if you're here for a couple weeks, Tinder might be that way to go. I think Bumble is another one, but yeah, online dating though, all that other stuff, man. I feel like you're opening yourself up to scammers and problems with a lot of those other websites. But thank you for watching and commenting on that. Two-stroke ripping through the hills, man. I'm telling you, there's some really good. So if you're into dual sport riding here, man, there's some really good dual sport riding here. I feel like I'm a little bit too old to go down that avenue, just because of the physical requirements that are there, and then just to kind of, I don't want to hurt myself, man. I almost died on a bike. I don't want to get off and break legs and that whole deal. You know, I want to run and exercise. I want to ride my motorcycle all throughout, but probably keep it on the pavement for the most part. Here in Luzon, we have an expressways. Yep, being extended more and more. So small bike wouldn't be allowed. Okay, good. Starting at 400cc and up. Thank you for letting me know. So the 450 Himalayan would qualify. Good. All right. So yeah, guys, that might be a good bike. The NX 500 might also be a good bike if you're into motorcycles. If you're into scooters, the 160 ADV, which would be, I mean, it's just, that bike is so practical. Yeah, so in Luzon, you'd want to be a little bit thinking about that. Where anything over 400cc. It's too bad my Hunter with a 350cc isn't allowed, but yeah, really appreciate that. Purple Farm, thanks for the live. Yes, indeed. Live a couple days in Dumaguete. Yeah, no, I'll be down in Dumaguete. Enjoy it. Yep. Yeah, no, thanks, Eaton. You guys, I do get a lot out of these lives. Yeah, I do really enjoy them. I like it. I like the community, and you guys are right. It's a way for all of us to kind of get together and chat. If it's a Harley, you can ride a big bike slow. Yeah, if you ride a Harley fast, you will hardly ride. Yeah, push the side of the road. Yeah, yep. There are some Harley riders out here, but not many. Yeah, don't have to be at your kitchen table. Yeah. All right. Yep, I got you, man. I'm gonna work on that. I did a live from here briefly. We were having dinner. I was with my buddy Brad and Lynn, and I did a live from here briefly. I just like kind of turned it on and test with it, but it didn't work as well. But yeah, I could see wandering around at night with this thing because dude, it is really a good night camera. That would be fun. IT park at night, kind of wandering around. It'd be great. Be really good. Yeah, I'll get there real soon. Yep. Our roads here in Batangas seem less traffic than in Cebu. A lot of parts you can ride a bit faster. Okay. Yep. Yeah, that makes sense, especially too with the interstates and stuff. Yeah. Mindanao has a lot to offer. I can't wait, man. I cannot wait. You know what? I do, guys. I feel like the dating too, the dynamic there is so different. It's a slow roll, right? Like you got to take your time and stuff. But I do feel like I think here in Cebu City, it's great for dating, like the kind of more casual thing. But if you're looking like for a wife or girlfriend, just getting out a little bit, man. And then you go to areas like Mindanao or Leyte, man, it's just and so that's the dating part. But then I think just the whole thing comes down to like just kind of the more raw and unexplored parts of the Philippines. The whole thing, right? The dating, the scenery, the views, all of that. There's just so much more, I feel like, in these other areas. It was when I went to Leyte, the Liliwan area, the southeastern peninsula of the So Good Bay area. Just beautiful. And I can't wait to explore all of that. I'm just, you guys have no idea how excited I am to do all this stuff. It's just going to be epic. Frankly speaking, Chris, did you sleep with any other girls since the breakup with Joe? I had one date. Not really. I had one date and it was really weird. Like I was trying to connect with this girl. We had met. Hold on one second. I had one date. We were trying to connect, and then she was busy and stuff. But I'm not seeing her. I wanted to see her and hang out with her, but so yeah, I'm open. But yeah, pro happiness Italiano. Yeah, but nothing really. I haven't really dated much since. I'm trying. It's not for lack of trying. You know, my problem, I probably got 20 different girls on these dating apps. I'm not gonna lie, man. There's so many, but none of them, I can't get any of them to meet. So I did. So when I looked at the world of dating, yeah, I mean, look at all of them. And that's just Facebook. These are all people that I've matched with. And these at the top are all matched that I even haven't messaged yet. They're just, so there is a lot, right? But to meet any of those, I met any of them. Actually meet in person, right? So it's hard to connect, I feel, still with the online stuff. I think it's better to be in person, and that'll happen in Lete. Just it can happen here in Cebu City. And when Chad and I went out to the night market, I met this girl there. You know, I mean, nothing, whatever. We changed phone numbers, and then it was like, send me money kind of thing. And I quickly blocked her. But still, it's just that meeting that person, I feel you get out of these areas a little bit more, and it's just so much more that's there. But, you know, I say this a lot, no matter where you go, there you are. I've never been really good at like dating. I've never been really good at like meeting women. You know, my dating history has been I'll date somebody and then I'll be single for a couple of years or a year or whatever. And so I'm really trying to break up that way of being. So I am actively putting myself out there on like dating apps and stuff like that, because I am actually committed to date and have relationships and that kind of stuff here in the Philippines. So it's not why I moved here, but it is something I'm looking to do. Yeah, swing by General Santos, dude. I am so in General Santos. My trainer is there. He's actually he's hooking me up with some local contacts there, some gyms and all that stuff. I'm gonna be in General Santos, and then probably in General Santos I'll fly back home and spend some little bit of time here and then fly back. So I think this will be could be a couple months of kind of getting around. Yeah, Jinsan represent. Yeah, man, I'm down with General Santos, brother. Yes, good to see you, man. This is one of my riding buddies in Colorado. Yeah, good to see you, man. I bet you're itching to get back on the bike, huh? Have you had much of a winter in Colorado? I haven't been following the weather. Yeah, so cool, man. So cool. I'm probably gonna get the Himalayan 450. I don't know if that bike is making any waves there in the United States. Probably not, but it looks like a really good machine, man. I'm really excited. Yeah. I hope you're good there, man. Hope all's good at work. Say hey to the crew if anyone's still around that I know. Yeah, nice to see you, man. Hope you're really good. You got to come out here. You got to come out, dude. If you were with me on this journey that we're about ready to do, you'd freak. I'm getting ready to do like probably a month. It's hard to say. I'm just whatever, day by day, all through the Philippines on a motorcycle. You know, all through like two regions, Leyte and Mindanao, which is just, dude, it's going to be beautiful. Just incredible riding. Ferry crossings. Dude, one of the dreams I'd like to have is you and I open up a motorcycle tour shop here in Cebu. You know what I mean? Like the stuff they do in Thailand, where they do the motorcycle tours. They don't do that here. So you and I, we run a motorcycle shop where we rent out bikes and we do tours through all the Philippines. Come on, brother. What do you say? Wouldn't that be great? Oh my gosh. So good to see you, man. Really good to see you. Mm. Mm. So cool. So cool. Yes. Woo-wee, my love. Are you doing, Chris? Good to see you enjoying your travels. Yeah. Would you consider Bohol? Absolutely. Yes. Yes. I love Bohol. You kidding? You know, Jonathan's out there. Enrique's out there. There's a lot of guys out there. I think Bohol, guys, I think Bohol is one of those great places for us also. It's, you know what? Here we go. Anytime I talk about a location, it's time to bring up a map. So let's bring up the map. Let's talk about Bohol. So we're looking at Bohol here. Let's bring it out. I've already been to Bohol. I mean, look how close that is, right? You can get a ferry right from Cebu here, right to Taglabarn. I think there's a couple of other port areas too here that you can go to. But Bohol is just great. So here's the popular area that a lot of people go to is Panglao. It's the really touristy area, which is nothing wrong with that, honestly. I actually still really enjoy Panglao. I feel that it's not like Boracay, which is overdone. It's a little bit, but not quite. I still feel like you can get really inexpensive food and accommodations there. Boracay is just kind of, to me, it's a little bit overpriced for what it is. Anyways, but this Panglao area here, I do like it a lot. Really beautiful beaches you can stay at, and then really cool snorkeling that I did at over this Napaline Reef. Oh man, I love that. I loved it, loved it, loved it. But yeah, and then you go over to the main island, the Bohol, right? And you got this. It's just a big, massive island. Like in comparison to Cebu, it's what maybe 3 times the width of it. Not quite as long. You got the Chocolate Hills. You got river cruise. You got some fun touristy stuff to do here, but some beautiful roads to ride on. I like it, and like I say too, it's close enough to Cebu where major medical stuff or whatever, like shopping. Or you've got Tagbilaran City, which is the city here, which big city. I don't know the population of Tagbilaran City, but it's a bigger city here in on the island. So yeah, I'm a fan of Bohol. I think it's a great destination. It's probably one of my top spots. I might end up living there at one point. I do. I feel it's a great place for us to be as a foreigner for many, many, many reasons. Yeah, yeah, beautiful. Yeah, love it, love it. Do you know any of the participants in the brawl? Was it Mark? Was it Mark Thornton? And I don't. I know a little bit about it because guys have been talking about it, right? But that's about it. I don't know much about it otherwise. Yeah, I don't know much about it. I think Mark was involved in it, but I also think that's something that Mark does a little bit to kind of draw up views or whatever. I honestly, I don't know. I don't. I didn't meet with Mark when I was in Dumageddon. I met with Paul, and yeah, I met with Paul. Mike was Mike. Yeah, Mike was down there. Mike and Janet. He and I hung out a little bit, and I met with Paul. So those are the Duma vloggers that I really know. I don't know anyone else. I would love to meet with Gio. I'd love to meet with Gio. I'd love to meet with Rike. I know Rike's in Bohol, but Gio was a big part of the reason why I'm here, simply because at the time I was looking to move here, he was doing a lot more live streams and that kind of stuff. So I would love to meet with Gio, and I would love to meet with Rike. And but yeah, I avoid the drama stuff. I try to. So anyone that does a lot of drama content, I don't necessarily have a lot of interest. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just not what I'm into, right? Yeah. Yes. Would you recommend going to Angeles City and avoid it like the plague? I don't know, dude. I mean, it just depends. Me personally, avoid it, but whatever. I don't. Whatever. It's to me, it's a lot like Vegas too, in a way, right? Like you can go to Vegas and not participate in the craziness that goes on there, or you can, right? You don't necessarily have to. I've worked in Vegas. I was there a week, a month for over 2 years. So, and a lot of that time I never even went to the strip. But so yeah, it just kind of depends what you're up to. I wouldn't want to live there. Like I just wouldn't want to live in Vegas either, right? Like I have a tendency to be a little bit of a chameleon and take on the whatever's going on. So that just wouldn't be a good environment for me to be in, like long term, right? Angeles City or Vegas, but nothing really inherently wrong with either one of those cities. It's just not what I'm up to. But yeah, I mean, I think if you're a guy that's coming here for a week or two, and you need to date many women, it's an option, right? Maybe Bataya might be a little bit better in that case, but like I said too, I'm not judging. I get it. I hadn't dated in like 5 years, and if you're coming on a 2-week vacation, I understand, man. I'm not passing judgment on anybody on that. I know that world, right? But for me, being here and living here now, I don't necessarily have a desire to go up and check it out. But whatever, There's other things there too, other than Walking Street, right? I know Subic Bay is in that area. I want to check out Luzon. I want to check out even northern Luzon. But yeah, for me, it would be a problem living in that area, at being who I am. Yeah, great question, though, Dean. Jun-san just had the Boss Ironman. Wow, I love that. Yes, I guess most got surprised with Mindanao can offer. Yes, dude, that is so cool. I love that that's going on there. Yeah, man. So there's a marathon here that they did. I kind of missed it. There's so much for me. I've been here in Cebu City for a year. I still feel like there's so much for me to still do and see here. I love this town. They do a marathon. I was just gonna say, do a marathon over the new bridge and stuff. I want to film that, maybe even participate in it, right? So yeah, no, great. Glad to see Jensan doing some stuff down there. I'm a big fan. My personal trainer is from there. He was telling me to go to the port, talk to some guys out there because he used to head security out there. So yeah, I'm gonna be in Jensan for sure. I'm digging it out there. Yeah, live in Tagaytay Highlands. All right, live in Tagaytay Highlands. Okay, yeah, all right, beautiful. So many. I mean, I wish I moved here in my 20s. I really did. I wish I could afford to have moved here then, right? 10:08, 10:20. Okay, a little bit behind, not quite. A little over 10 minutes behind. I'll catch up here. We're hitting the 2-hour mark. When you were in Makati, hit up Handlebars. Okay, see some Harleys and decent food. All right, I'll check that out, Chippy. Yeah, thanks, brother. Appreciate it. The Harley scene in Cebu and Manila is big. I think they have 500 riders on this loop. The bridge to Mactan is also CC restricted, isn't it? I don't think so. Like, I rode over it on my 350. I think there might be, you're right. I think there might be a scooter thing, but I don't remember the CC requirement. Interesting. I did ride over it. Yeah. It is, it's not, look, nothing wrong against Harleys. Nothing wrong against leader bikes in general, right? It's just they're not practical here for this country in most of the riding situations that you're going to be in. They're just, it's any motorcyclist knows, and right tool, right job, right? Like, would you take a Harley, on a dirt track, right? Actually, are they making dirt bikes? Anyways, but that's the kind of deal, right tool, right job. There is a right tool for the riding here in the Philippines, and it's typically 500cc and below on those types of bikes for the everyday kind of riding around, touring around the country. The Himalayan 450, a lighter weight, smaller ADV bike, boom. I mean, come on, man, just perfect machine for that. I mean, even that little Triumph, was it 400 or 500? I think a 500. The little Triumph bikes too. Those two bikes, the NX, the new NX 500, another good bike. But when you start getting above those bigger bikes, dude, you have a hard time lane filtering because you got the smaller gaps and they're just not as agile. And then, some of the roads may not be the road conditions. Sometimes the Trans-Central Highway, you got sections that are completely washed out. So yeah, there's some Harleys though. Usually it's the really rich Chinese guys, because the Harleys here, not quite twice as expensive as the US, but they're more expensive here than in the US, and Harleys are expensive in the US, right? Yeah. Nah, it's all right. Jack, I'm an open book, man. I really am. I think that can turn some people off, right? But I get it. I'm just, that's my wiring. That's who I am. I'm an open kind of guy. I don't, yeah, I don't know. It's part of who I am. It's okay. I don't mind. I heard the regular guy is getting a scooter. Yeah, I just ran into him yesterday. Scott was here. He's going through some stuff with his registration and his license. But yeah, would you ever consider taking a road trip with him and cruise Bay Baroonies with that cramp through style and vice versa? It would not. I would love to travel with Scott. I think I bore Scott a little bit. I'm a little too whatever. I don't think I'm necessarily his cup of tea. I'm an easy kind of going guy. I don't mind him. But I've seen Scott, I don't even know, 4 or 5 times now. But he's more of a lone wolf too, right? And some of it may have nothing to do with me. It's just his wiring. He likes to kind of be out by himself and doing his own deal. So would Scott, Chad, and I get together and vlog probably some of this Lete stuff? I see that happening if we can connect. I've already talked to Chad about that. They're actually a little bit closer than Scott and I are. But yeah, no, I'd love to. Be great. Be a good time. Yeah. He's working through some registration stuff right now, but he's heading out too. Get a Harley and another big cruiser, a Honda Rebel 1100. Yeah. That's true, man. Yeah. There is a nice Honda Rebel right down the street here. And actually, my bike is a little bit of a magnet. It is, man. I'm telling you, because it's so different. It is different. The 350, the Hunter, the Hunter 350, and it's really, guys love it too. They're like, wow, man, sharp bike, really nice bike. So that's kind of one of the problems though when you talk about these bikes and as well as mine. You're not going to be able to sell it here. I'll have a little bit of an advantage because I've got the YouTube channel that I could potentially do something with. But for most people, no one's going to buy that bike. It's so much more than anyone will want to spend, especially a Harley. My bike may be a little bit easier, but yeah. You're at the right place to find the right girl. Yep, take your time and make sure she loves to ride and do road trips. So true, brother. No, dude, I'm not worried. I'm I am not at all worried about the relationship dynamic here. I mean, just it is such a 180 from where we come from. I mean, just such an abundance. If anything, I'm actually really excited about it. I really, because guys, I had not dated in years, and as a 50-year-old plus male, you start, does crap work anymore? So to get a lot of those questions answered, right, and have a good test drive. I was joking with my buddy of mine. This was back in the States. We both got divorced about the same time and talking about dating. And he's like, dude, yeah, you got to get out there. Go to Walmart. Go hang out in the grocery store and start meeting, and just meet anybody. He says, because dude, you don't want to start dating a Ferrari right away. You want to start dating, whatever. And so I think about that all the time. Shout out to you, McKenna. I don't know if you ever watch, but anyways, he and I were talking about that. So I feel like I've kind of been through that, although I dated a Ferrari right off the bat. But yeah, it was so fun, man. But yeah, it is good here for us. It really is. It is such a complete, change from what we're used to. During the boss Ironman Mindanao, there was from San and Buatan, vice versa. Okay. The route was from, okay. All right. Yeah, I'll have to look at that. I'm really actually looking at the routes that I want to take in Mindanao. So we're going to probably explore that coastal region, the eastern coastal region, from northern part. What's that? Siargao. I can't say it correctly. Siargao City, or whatever the hell. You guys know what I'm talking about. But going all the way down from the northern part all the way down to Davao City, and then down to Jansan, and then Jansan we'll probably go back to Davao because we want to be careful, right? Like you don't want to go any other west. So anyways, Jansan back up to Davao, and then Davao up to CDO. So the Davao to CDO route I kind of know because I've heard a lot about that. It's supposed to be just absolutely amazing. But the eastern route I don't really know about. So I'm going to be exploring that too. And then Leyte, we're going to probably come into either Ormoc or I think, is it Halongos? I can't remember. But anyways, and we might go up to Biliran, or we just might go straight, kind of do a little bit of stuff in southern Leyte. I can't remember the island. There's an island, southern Leyte off what's that, Padre Burgos, starts with an L. We might go over there. Joe actually talked about it. So we might go there. And then, but Liliwan, we're going to spend some time in Liliwan, which is just at the southeastern part of Leyte. Gorgeous. Joe and I spent some time there too. I love that area. Really, really cool. Going to be some really good riding there. Got some roads like that, just steep, mountainous, beautiful roads that overlook, just the water. Just gorgeous. So going to be shooting that. And then, yeah, really, really excited. Hey, Chris, I'm 80 and being, I'm 80. Okay, Lane, you're 80 and being soon. I'm thinking a scooter won't cut it. Can you recommend high-speed wheelchair? Yeah, man. Get yourself a nice electric chair. Oh man, good for you, dude. Good for you. Hope you're good. Yeah. You're going to be in the business park. That would be an area I would probably recommend. They have a lot more. I don't know if you're joking, if you're in a wheelchair or not, but they do have a lot of wheelchair accessible. I actually know 2 guys in a wheelchair there in the Cebu Business Park. But good for you, sir. Yeah. No, that's great. Look me up when you get here. I'll be probably through Mindanao and stuff, Leyte for a little bit. But yeah, look me up when you get here, man. You seem to sound like a good guy here. Stay vigilant in dating. Yep. Trust is earned over time. So keep your guard up until you truly, in my 2 cents, coming from a Filipino myself. Thank you. I appreciate it. I've learned a lot. I've learned so much. In so much part of life, right? The videography and photography, but just life and living and me. I learned a lot about me again. So it's great. I'm in the inquiry, in the discovery. Chris, what pro happiness Italian speaking is asking at 6 women since breakup with Joe. Yeah. But Jack, again, like I say, I'm open. I talk about life, and I feel like this is the channel, and I want to be able to talk about life in a way that is okay, and I don't want it to be nervous, and I don't want it to be disrespectful towards anybody. But these are things that I want to talk about. I want to talk about all of it. I really do. I want to talk about dating as a 50-year-old male and what that's like. I want to talk about dating 20-year-old girls and what that's like. I want to talk about all of it. I really do. But I want to talk about it in a way that doesn't leave people offended or doesn't leave people like whatever, right? I want to leave people in a good space, but have these conversations that is important to us because they're real. This is what we're doing with. This is what's happening, right? That make it so I'm not offended by it. If anything, I'm honored to have the opportunity to figure out ways that I can tell these stories that are respectful, right? So it's okay, Jack. I'm not so worried about it. If anything, curiosity isn't a type of behavior that bothers me. I'm more bothered by like aggressive, rude, disrespectful type behavior than anything else. People asking me questions about how life is here, dude. I'm okay with that. I'm okay. It doesn't matter what. Some financial stuff, like I probably won't answer, uh, just out of safety for myself, right? I got to be mindful of that. But like the dating stuff, I don't care. And I also get what you're saying. I think the question could have been worded potentially a little bit differently, where it's not so. But whatever. I mean, even that, I'm open because to me it is something I'm very much interested in. Like I want to kind of break my cycle of not really dating. Doing kind of what I explained, where I don't date for a year. So I really want to get out and do that. So, anyways, no worries, brother. I am looking to settle in the Philippines, but no, it's one of those places that got one of the places that got some nice condos. But I would consider areas with good condos. Okay, dude, I do think Cebu City. I think the business park, the IT park, those are two great areas for start. Iloilo is another good option. I feel. I think if you're more in a country kind of living, really isn't any kind of rural country areas. But if you're in a more of like remote areas like house living, I think Dumaguete is a good option. Davao City is another good place. I mean, Manila's great, right? You got the stuff going on there. So many places for us to be. Yeah, yeah. Just kind of depends on what you're looking for, what you want in an area in a city. I think starting here in Cebu City, I think is the best thing for everybody. Unless if you're really like a country guy, like I met this guy Chuck, right? Shout out to you, brother. He's from Nebraska, Oklahoma. Dude, he's at home in Dumaguete, and I get that, right? So that guy I would not recommend starting in Cebu. Just freaking go straight to Duma. But other guys, start here. Like if you're a little more of that kind of vibe, the nice thing about starting in either one, either in Dumaguete or in Cebu City, is you do have a little bit of a foreigner base to start with. And I'm telling you guys, that's important. The first couple months you get here, like if you're going to start in Dumaguete, you can go to the ground zero and just meet with some guys, talk to them, get your questions answered, and then, kind of disappear for a while, right? That's what a lot of those guys do. You can you can easily remove here in Cebu City. I mean, I spent a month here and people weren't seeing me around either. You can easily do that. So, but yeah, lots of good options, Dean. Lots of good options. Just joined, like in your channel, catching up with all your great content. Thanks for being here, Nick. A little bit of a reset phase, honestly, but it's same stuff all throughout. Travel stuff, everyday life stuff, living stuff, building a big community here in Cebu City, helping people relocate. Yeah. Welcome, Nick. Appreciate it, brother. Have you been to Tops? Oh my gosh, dude. Yes, I want to get. So I've been to the Top of Cebu restaurant, but I have not been to Tops yet. So I want to get there. So for those who don't know, can we bring this up on a map? Let's take a look here. Let's add the stage. I do have to wrap it up here in a little bit, but so just to kind of show you guys what he's talking about, you've got there's a Temple of Leia. It's got to be right around there, right? Dude, I love this little place, Humble Heaven. Anyways, right around here. Oh, there it is, right there. Okay, cool. So you go up the Trans Central Highway. Here's a Temple Leia, which is another really popular place. I think I've shot a video or two from there. But this Tops Lookout, yeah, you can see a little bit here. This brand new place. I think it just opens. It's a soft opening, But there's also the top of the Cebu restaurant, which is right there. Yep, and that's yeah. So, anyways, really cool place that just opened up. I have not been there yet. I've been to the restaurant, but I have not been to the tops to kind of see what. But it's just as you can see from the shot that was taken here, really good night views of the city, or really good views of the city. And they also, looks like they have a bus that leaves out from the IT Park bus terminal that goes there. I have seen it. We were hanging out a couple nights ago. My buddy Britt, shout out to you, Britt, and George, and Brad and Lynn. Yeah. So we were there at the IT Park Social, and the line was just whatever 100 people deep with going up the top. So I think I'm going to wait a little. I might ride my bike up there. I don't want to ride at night down the Trans Central, but I'll ride up there during the day. And that's a great date spot, right? Great date spot. So yeah. Thanks for bringing that up. Really cool destination there. Yeah. Boss Ironman is a motorcycle tour. Ooh. That'd be cool, man. I totally agree with that. Yep, coming from just be careful, because not all. Yeah, I hear you, man. Yeah, no, I hear you, and we just do take our time, look for the certain dynamics, family, but coming from where we come from, where there's absolutely no dating, it is good. I mean, but yeah, we just gotta watch out a little bit. I went to a Harley indoor ice race in San Diego back in 1990. Yeah, spiked wheels. Yeah, man, dude, some of that ice motorcycle stuff with the freaking big old nails kind of screwed in. They did some of that in Colorado up in the mountains. Yeah. Jimmy, isn't the X? Yeah. No, it's whatever. I don't know. I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, we'll be in that area for sure. But not where she's at. It's not like I'm going to swing by her house. Hey! But yeah, no, whatever, man. I'm not, yeah. It's unfortunate. I really wanted things to kind of be different, but they're not. They are what they are. So nothing I could really do about that. All right, guys, we've been at it just over 2 hours. I think I'm going to end it here. Really appreciate everyone being here. This is such a good time. I really do. I love it. I do enjoy kind of this aspect and all of it. I do. I really loved my life in the Philippines. I love what I'm doing. I love what I get to, what every day is about for me: health, exercise, traveling around, meeting people, making new friends. It's just such a dream. So if you get to come out, definitely join the community group. We organize kind of all the meetups and stuff there. I post all the events there. So if you're not already, look to join the Carefree Chris community group. You can search for it. I'll put a link in the video description here once we're done. So you guys can look at that. It is growing, right? There's I think 300 or so people in there. A lot of other vloggers are in there too. I think Paul's in there. I think Scott's in there. Chad doesn't really do much on Facebook, but he's in there. Mike, I think Mike's in there. So a lot of other guys are in there too. But yeah, it's just kind of where we're going to post meetups, and then just people helping each other out. So, yep. Yeah, we'll see you guys. Just kind of reading through the last little comments. Will this live stay up? Yes, I will keep this live up. I like to keep them up for a week, but yeah, I took the other one down, the last one I did, because it was pretty drama, and whatever. People got a little bit worried for me and whatever. And I was fine. I just was like, I'm a passionate guy. I just am, like we were talking about earlier. I'm very open about what's going on, and so I took it down just because I felt like it wasn't the best of lives for me, as far as kind of some of the things I said in that area. But I leave the lives up for 1 week, and then I take them down. So I will take them down. Yeah, man, really appreciate it, guys. No, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Empin, Salamat, Ayo. Guys, take care. Appreciate it.